To be able to talk about acids and bases, we have to be able to use the pH scale. So let's talk a little bit about what the pH scale is. The pH scale measures the concentration of hydrogen ions in solution. Now, as the number of hydrogen ions increase, the number of hydroxide ions will have to decrease. And the reason for that is something that we will explain in senior chemistry, year 11 and 12 chemistry, if you decide to take it. The scale, the pH scale, runs from a low of 1 to a high of 14. Now, acids have a pH of lower than 7. That's because acids produce hydrogen ions in solution. The more hydrogen ion is present in a solution, the lower the pH will be. That means the very strongest acids will have the lowest pH. So have a look at the diagram on the right-hand side of your screen. That's copied directly out of your textbook. If you compare stomach acid with acid rain, for example, you can see that stomach acid has a pH of 1, where acid rain has a pH of 5. And so that means that stomach acid is a much, much stronger acid than acid rain is. Pure water has equal numbers of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions in solution. So it's neutral. It's neither acidic nor basic. That means its pH is exactly 7. Bases, on the other hand, have a pH of greater than 7. And that's because there are more hydroxide ions in solution than there are hydrogen ions. The very strongest bases have the highest pH. So again, if we compare two bases such as what's on your those that are listed on the diagram on your screen, you can see that oven cleaner has a pH of 13, where soap has a pH of 8. That begins to give you an idea why it's quite safe to wash your hands with soap, which is quite a weak base, but it would not be safe to try to wash your hands with oven cleaner, which is a very, very strong base. We can measure pH using chemicals called indicators. An indicator is a chemical that changes color when its pH changes. And there are lots of naturally occurring indicators. Red cabbage is an example of a vegetable plant that has indicators present in its leaves. So it's capable of changing its color. The red cabbage juice is capable of changing its color depending on the pH of the solution it finds itself in. Some species of flowers will change the color of their petals depending on the pH of the soil that they grow in. Hydrangea is an example of that. There are also many indicators that are available to us in the chemistry lab. Litmus is one that we've already discussed. It changes from red to blue whenever the pH rises above 7. If the pH is hovering right around 7, litmus will be a mixture of red and blue and will look a bit purpley. Methyl orange is another example. Notice that it doesn't behave like litmus does at all. Methyl orange changes from yellow to orange when the pH rises above 3. So you can't use that color change necessarily to prove that something is a base. Methyl orange will also change from orange to red when the pH rises above 4. So again, you couldn't necessarily put methyl orange into something, find that it had turned red, and conclude it was a base, because it might be a very weak acid with a pH of 4.5 or 5, for example. Pay careful attention to a similar diagram that you may find in your textbook. There are several inaccuracies in that diagram. And that's everything that we need to know about the pH scale for tonight.